Whew. Good morning. Is it morning still or afternoon? I think it's still morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Bridget. Hey, everybody coming in. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in the room, y'all. Come on in the room. Hey, Sharon. Good morning. How are you? Happy Saturday, I think it is. Okay. So I'm trying. Hey, hey, good morning. Blessings to you too. I'm trying to wait for a couple of more people to come on in the room so I can let y'all know about this new series that I want to start. I'm so excited about it. So, good morning. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers. I'm really going to still jump on live tomorrow and do my makeup. I'm just going to do like a little soft glam for Mother's Day because it's Mother's Day and why not, right? But definitely happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers who do what you do every day, day in, day out. Whether you complain or not, the simple fact that you get it done. Happy Mother's Day. Like, I wish I could go through the list of things that we as mothers do for our children and kids that aren't ours, that we didn't birth, or kids that we've adopted, or just whatever. But y'all, the list would be so long. We'd be on live all dang on day. Seriously, like, mothers are awesome. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a mother. I'm saying that because of the women in my life who I know as mothers, my own mother, people that I know have taken on the role of being a mother to me at times. Like, yeah, y'all, we really do make the world go round for real. So from me to y'all, I'm just going to say happy Mother's Day to y'all. Y'all know what y'all do. Y'all know the work y'all put in. Y'all know the dedication that y'all put in. Y'all know the love that y'all give, even when you don't have it to give. Y'all know the amount of stress and pressure we be under as mothers, and we still make things happen. Okay? Like, y'all know about sleepless nights and nights where you done cried and nights where you done probably went to bed without eating so your children can have. Like, we know about sacrificing. So I'm just going to say, like I said, from me to y'all, happy Mother's Day. Whatever you do, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your day. Don't let nobody steal that from you because you deserve it. Whether you started off as a piss pole mother and you done graduated to being the best mother that you can be, or whether you've always tried to be the best mother that you could be. I'm in no position to judge. I'm just saying I know that we have people who've done that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe being a mother wasn't for you and you still toughed it out and now you done got your ish together and you on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you've always wanted to be a mother and you just done always been like, whatever the situation is, I'm just saying to y'all, happy Mother's Day. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you get to see another one. I'm glad you get to celebrate it. Boom. So that's that. You just got here. Well, you ain't really missed nothing. So I just want to update y'all on like what's been going on. I didn't do my Talk About It Tuesday on YouTube, and I didn't do my Thought Provoking Thursday. But the reason for that is because my best friend, I actually had to go down to Killeen, well, Fort Hood technically. My best friend is in the military, and she had to have kind of like an emergent surgery on Tuesday, and she needed somebody to be there, of course, with my goddaughters, and she has always been there, has always backed me, and there was just like no way that I was gonna not be there for her. So I ended up on Monday, myself and Madison, we drove down to Fort Hood on Monday. And I went down there. We kind of got the house together for her, just prepped her so that everything could be okay for surgery on Tuesday morning. And Tuesday morning, she had surgery. It was supposed to be day surgery. It was only supposed to take like an hour. However, I do believe that when they went in to open her up, they found some additional issues, which took the surgery a little bit longer. So all in all, I think her surgery was supposed to start at 10 o'clock that morning because we got to the hospital at like 9:30-ish. And we actually didn't end up leaving until about 4. So I want to say she was under for at least, let me see, 10, 11, 12. I want to say for like 2 or 3 hours she was under. So she's actually getting with them today to figure out, like, what additional happened during the surgery, because I know that they were supposed to be removing certain parts, and I think they actually ended up removing more than what they told her, which she already knew, going in, that they were going to have to remove certain parts, but they did tell her in advance if they found any other areas of concern that they were going to remove those areas too, which we both now think, like, after she came out of surgery, she was only supposed to have like 3 entrance points or holes or whatever you want to call it, and she actually ended up having 5. So we do think that they found something additional, and they just haven't told her what yet. But anyway, yeah, so I was down there all this week. I just got back. Where did we get back? Thursday night, me and Madison got back. And so we were just like pretty much exhausted. So that's why I didn't do my, how I have been doing the Tuesday and Thursday talk throughs. Just because, I was trying to be there for her. Initially, I was going to record it, just going down there, spending time with her, spending time with my goddaughters. But honestly, I felt like that was like a really intimate moment, and I didn't, after like thinking about it, honestly, like seconds after thinking about it, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So didn't record it, but I am sharing with y'all that that's where I was, and that's kind of why I wasn't able to record on Tuesday and Thursday. However, I did have some content already edited. And if you look at the bullet point on my pinned post, it pretty much tells you what content is coming up next on YouTube. So the content that's coming up is already edited. It's scheduled to go up. There's a video scheduled to go up on Monday at 1:30, and then there's another video scheduled to go up on Wednesday at 1:30. So those are going to be the times that I'm going to be posting, times and dates that I'm going to be posting on YouTube recorded information anyway. So my recording dates for YouTube are going to be Monday and Wednesday. So that's when I'll do recorded videos. And then Tuesday and Thursday are actually going to be the days where I go live on YouTube and I do the talk about it, thought provoking. I'm actually thinking about changing. I don't know if I should change it. Should I leave it at talk about it Tuesday and thought provoking Thursday? Because I was feeling like maybe I should just carry it over, like makeup and conversation, talk about it Tuesday, and then thought provoking Thursday, but just throw makeup and conversation in front of the titles. That way you guys can find it easier. So I was thinking about doing that. Y'all can let me know if that's something y'all would be open to. I just know a couple of people had messaged me and was like, it was like, hey, how can we find part 2 or part 3? And I realized here on Facebook, it's makeup and conversation, and we just kind of get into it. But then on YouTube, it's talk about it, Tuesday, or thought-provoking Thursday. So, again, my thought was to just go on YouTube, change the titles to where it's like makeup and conversation, and then, quotations like talk about it Tuesday, and then makeup and conversation, and in quotations, thought-provoking Thursday. That way people can find it a whole lot easier. So that's that. I actually did braid my hair Mondays. I did knotless braids. They're pretty long. So I did the knotless braids because I was just over my little Cleo set it off braids, whatnot. But yeah, so I did that. So y'all let me know about that. My best friend is actually, she's doing okay. She was taking it. You said, I'm gonna watch anyway. Well, I definitely appreciate it. That's why it's there. She's doing much better. She actually started getting up, walking around. I think the very next day, they said that she needed to walk at least 15 minutes every 2 hours. She was in a lot of pain. But yeah, she's like, I didn't leave until I knew like that she would be able to like be up, walk around, care for the girls, etc. So she was like up walking around, still feeling some pain a little bit on Thursday when I left, but she was managing it. So I didn't feel, too bad about leaving. I'm actually going to go this coming weekend. I'm going to go back down just to check on her and make sure that her and the girls are okay. Make sure they don't need anything, or, just to kind of see how I can help. So that is my plan. But the new series is, I'm thinking like, so I've lately, I don't even know if I could say lately, but here recently, can I even say that? I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to say it like this. I buy stuff all the time, right? Like I shop all the time, whether it's for hair stuff, facial products, beauty products, clothes, shoes, bras, underwear. Like I just be shopping, y'all. And I feel like I've come across some really great products. And you know how like stuff is like so great that you just really need to tell somebody about it. Like, girl, go cop this. Okay, so I've been thinking like, I buy a lot of stuff, and I'm thinking about starting a series of which I've figured out what I want to name it or coin it. I want to call it Copper Flop, right? And so it's pretty much me buying, like, just sharing with y'all and reviewing different products or items that I've bought within the month. So it's almost like, you know how like on YouTube people do like their monthly favorites. So it would be something like that, except for I'm going to tell you the things that I think are a cop, and then I'm going to tell you the stuff that I bought that's definitely a flop. So that's something that I wanted to share with y'all. If that's something that y'all would be interested in, definitely let me know. I mean, I'm going to do it anyway just because I'm buying all this stuff, and somebody needs to see all this stuff that I bought, and y'all need to know if the stuff actually works. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that the things that I buy are actually things that you can purchase through my Amazon store. For right now, majority of the things that I've bought you can purchase through Amazon store. I know that I'm going to have to create a magic, I think it's called like Magic Link or Magic Jack something. I know I'm going to have to create one of those accounts because some of the items you can't buy on Amazon. But there's been so much stuff that I've bought like over the past couple of weeks, especially with being in quarantine. Oh, the series that I'm doing on YouTube. Yeah, it's still going. Like I think we're up to part 4 or 5. So if the last thing that you remember me talking about was like year 1 of, my husband attempting to cheat, we're all the way into part 5 now. So there's like 4 of the parts, but they're uploaded onto YouTube. So if you haven't gotten caught up, definitely go ahead and get caught up, because on Tuesday, of course, that's when I'm going to do, part 6, and kind of my whole goal with that is to get you guys to like where we are right now. And the reason I'm specifically sharing this journey is because I feel like when people get married, like people don't really tell you how hard marriage is and how many times you're going to want to walk out and how many times you're going to want to quit. I'm actually currently not wearing my ring right now, and I haven't been wearing my ring for probably, I don't know, maybe close to a month now. But people they really don't like, and I'm not saying marriage is like, it's not a good thing, and I'm not saying it's not enjoyable, but I really think people do not share those times where you really want to catch a case or you want to catch a body behind your spouse doing some crazy off the wall stuff. So, I mean, we all have our breaking points. We all have, situations where we feel like this ain't for me. I can't do this. And I just feel like it would be very fake of me to stunt with y'all like our relationship is like perfect when I know it is far from perfect. Like, I think people look at us, and I've really had people do this. Really, the last video I saw was how y'all met and the other woman. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. You're right, T. That's literally where we are right now. And so yeah, part 6 is gonna come on Tuesday. But no, I've had people like message me, I'm like, oh my God, y'all give me hope and I love y'all's marriage. And some days I be like, baby, no. You can't love our marriage. Like you don't even really know what's going on in my marriage. I think sometimes being on social media, like people don't that's one thing about being on social media is that you really put out what you want people to see, if you get what I'm saying. And it's never really the full story. Like nobody really gets the full story. Like if I want to be pretty today, I'm pretty today, but tomorrow I might be looking like a bum, and that might not be a picture that y'all get. Or the day after that, like I might have been crying and my eyes might be so super puffy that that's not something y'all get. But the next time I'm posting, like, oh, her hair done, her makeup slay, her outfit cute, like that's what y'all get. So really social media allows you to paint a picture of yourself that sometimes may or may not be true. However, I feel like because I've been coined the name Real Rita Lynn, like it's not in me to fake with y'all. I can't do it. If it ain't working, it ain't working. And right now, baby, it's broke. Do you hear me? It ain't working. So, in the process of a divorce now after 20 years of marriage and 5 years of dating. Oof, girl, please get off the timeline with that. Oh my God. That right there would stress me out 100%. Like that would cause me to rip these braids out my head right now, because that would make me feel like 20 years wasted. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I don't know what to say about that. I don't even know, because that in itself frustrates me. Yeah, that don't mean it ain't pretty, man. I think marriage is a beautiful thing when you're in it with the right person and y'all have similar goals, or even if y'all have different goals, but y'all can get on one accord. I think marriage is a beautiful thing, but I also feel like you do have your times where like it's trying for real. I feel like, it's trying, and like people don't always share that. Like, you sitting up crying behind your husband because like he doing something crazy, or, maybe your wife is driving you nuts because she don't understand what you're saying, or she don't understand where you coming from. So it is, man, it is not the walk in the park that I thought it was going to be, especially when you have two people who are constantly changing. And I'm not even saying changing as in growing. Like the change may be a good change, it might be a bad change, but when you have two people who are constantly growing, whether they're growing together or apart, or one is growing faster than the other, it is such a struggle. Like it is a real life struggle. So that's really what I'm sharing with you guys. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, this is my first marriage. I've never been married before. I've definitely been proposed to a couple of times. But this is my first marriage. My husband, this is his third marriage. So I'm his third wife. And y'all, right now at this point, I can honestly say if we divorced and I never got married again, it would be too soon. I'm just being honest with y'all. Like I could honestly live with another man never asking me to be his wife ever again in life. That's how I feel right now. So that's pretty much what the series is about on YouTube. However, I do have like brand contracts and deals that I have to stay in a line with, like that I have to complete. So I do, of course, still have to do like my fashion hauls. I still have to do, different makeup videos and things like that, just to complete my brand deals that I have or that I've signed or whatever. So those videos have to happen, but I do also understand that right now I am definitely on a journey right now in my life. And I don't know, like I think sometimes I get inside my own head, and I think sometimes it's good to just have an open discussion with other people, like-minded or not, to find out if you are really tripping, like if you're wrong, if maybe you need to step back from the situation, maybe listen to a different perspective on it. So that's what I'm doing. Like, I don't claim to know it all. I, at times, have not been the best wife that I can be or could be or want to be. So I'm just sharing that experience with y'all. I mean, that's just really it, Right now, I wish I was single, though. For sure. Wish I was, like, single. Like, loose change single. Not a dollar bill single. Like, loose change single. That's what I wish right now. But I'm not. So, anywho, I am about to... What am I about to do? I need to record... this swimsuit haul. I have to record that. I have to take pictures for this this company that sends me stuff. I say stuff. I have to take some pictures for this brand that I have like 2 months worth of stuff that they sent me that I have done absolutely nothing with. Cassie, you laughing at me? You laughing at me, Cassie? Don't laugh, child. For real. No one is perfect, nor is any marriage. But listen, I understand that, but I'm gonna tell, like, going into marriage, I really thought marriage was gonna be a breeze. I really did. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. Even with this being my first marriage and really not knowing what to expect, I really did go in with like good intentions. Like I tell my husband all the time, like, I didn't have a plan B. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't decide, okay, well, we're going to get married, and if this don't work, then this is what we're going to do. Like, I didn't have an exit strategy into getting married. Like, we're going into getting married. So, do I kind of wish I would have had a contingency plan now? Yes, girl. Oh, my God. It's like, what was I thinking? Oof. Living together, living with somebody and having issues with them is not the play. That is so exhausting. Every day I just want to go sleep in the trash can. Every day. And I want the sanitation workers to come pick me up and just dump me in this large, massive landfill of trash. Sir, it's just not working. Jesus Christ. Like, y'all, we really be in here like on some days, like, you leave, no, you leave. No, when you leave, well, I'm leaving, but where you going? And it's like, well, hold on. Don't say you leave, no, you leave. And then when I say, well, all right, I'm leaving, they say, well, where you going? Like, what's the concern for? What is the care about now? Like, don't do that. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Yes, girl, the trash can. I be like, just dump it all on me right now. I mean, seriously, y'all. That's how it's been the last couple of days. My husband was literally, he was literally just breathing the other day, and I was just like, like, you gotta breathe like that. Like, breathe somewhere else. Do not breathe right here. Ugh. Girl, it was just, I don't know, child. We just, oof. I was watching him brush his teeth the other day, and I was just disgusted. I just be so upset. Just, I don't know. This is marriage, y'all. For real, this is marriage. I don't. This is the part of marriage that they don't tell y'all about. Like, nobody tells you what to do in this point when you're annoyed with your spouse. Nobody tells you what to do. Okay? And you don't even really know how to handle yourself because you don't even like the person, right? And I just be wanting him to square up sometimes. I be like, just go on and square up. Like, let me just lay your ass out right quick and we can be good. For real. Just square up. But no. Girl, it just be everything. It be everything. He was walking down the hall the other day, y'all, and he was dragging his feet. And I was like, oh my God, like, you can't pick your feet up when you walk. And then I'm thinking in my head, the moment he pick his feet up and walk, I'm going to think he's stomping. And now be like, oh, now you stomping around my damn house. Like, girl, I can't. I don't know what I want him to do right now. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm talking about the slides was just on my kitchen, just sliding around the house. And I'm just like, pick your damn feet up when you walk. You don't have to slide around my damn house. Like, you can't carry your weight, lose it. But pick your feet up when you walk. And then I know me, the minute he do it, I'm be like, I know this motherfucker ain't stomping in my house. He just can't be stomping in my house. I don't know. That's what it be. It just be everything. It be everything. Like, he had on some basketball shorts the other day, and he was kind of like sagging a little because the basketball shorts wasn't tied up. And I was looking at him like, so you just gonna have your ass out in my house. You can't tie up what's wrong with your basketball shorts? You can't tie your basketball shorts up to where you're not sagging in my house? And then he goes to tie the basketball shorts up. And in my mind, I'm just like, with your flat ass. Like, you don't even have no ass. Where's your booty? You don't even have one. Yeah, that's how I feel. So, please don't judge me right now, y'all. Please do not judge me. I'm just, yeah. And then didn't make it no better. Like, he got out the shower, right? And Brandon had his, well, he don't really have, well, he do have his bag. He gets out the shower and will wet up the whole fucking floor. And I'm mad that the floor is wet up. Like, we have literally 3 rugs in our bathroom. Don't ask me why we have 3 rugs in our bathroom. We have 3 rugs in our bathroom, but you wet up the floor. And I'm thinking, okay, you done wet up the floor. And then he come out the bathroom smelling like 50 handsome men. And I'm like, well, damn, what soap is that you used? I mean, you smell good. Ugh, I hate that he smell good. Motherfucker. Like, damn. I don't be trying to compliment him like too hard. I be like, he got out the shower. I know the floor wet up. I be like, well, you smell nice. You know, like with attitude or whatever. Like, you smell nice. I don't want to give him too much because I'm still upset, right? I'm still upset. But I'll be like, well, you smell nice or whatever. And he be like, thank you, honey. Like, it be dry. His thank you be dry, which lets me know that, yeah, you smell nice. It was right to be dry. Like, I'm not wetting my you smell nice if you're not going to wet your thank you. Not going to do it. So. Missed all the rugs. Missed all the rugs. The floor just wet. And I'm just like, the fuck? Do I need to put 5 rugs in there? Like, you can't. How can you not step? There's 3 rugs in our bathroom. How can you not step on one of them? But you won't come out the bathroom smelling bound chicka wow wow. Okay. Well, you smell good, but my floor wet. And then I had to get up and leave out the room because I'd be like, well, he smell good, but I'm not finna to hug him. Like, you're not finna to pull me in like that, brother. It's going to take more than some body wash. I mean, if I was in an okay place, it wouldn't have took more than no body wash. But I'm not in an okay place, so it's going to take more than some body wash. Pimping. Now what? Yeah. So, that's where we at. I think today, let me see. Yesterday, we was not okay. Yesterday, Yesterday was not cool at all. Yesterday was really rough. In my head, I had just pop, 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 pop. Like every time he said something in my head, I was like, I was hooking his ass up, y'all. I was left and right, pop, 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 in my head. If I could have just put my hands around his neck, like Cisco said, if I got to grab the back of your neck, I would have, That's what I would have did yesterday. That's what I would have did. So, yesterday it wasn't good. It wasn't good. This morning, it was real dry. He was like, good morning. I waited like 3 minutes. No. I said good morning first. But it was like a dry good morning. It's like, good morning. Like, I'm here again with you. Why? That's how the good morning was this morning. It's like, good morning. It wasn't no Mr. Rogers' neighborhood good morning. It was just like, good morning. And then he waited. He paused. You never understand why people put carpet in the bathroom? Well, child, that's your business. You don't have to understand it. So I'm like, I say carpet, but it's mats. But either way, it's my bathroom. It's my business. And it's your business that you don't understand why people put carpet in their bathroom. To each his own. Live with it. We're in quarantine. Live with it. Shit happens. So, but yeah, it was just real dry. He's like, so he put on this cologne this morning. The cologne smelled good. And I didn't see him when he walked out the bedroom door this morning. I just want to let y'all know, right? So I felt like he was trying to get my attention because he got dressed. I kept my head was like buried into getting an okay place and jumping. Your husband's. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you was talking about like carpet. No, there's not carpet in our bathroom. There's like bath mats in our bathroom. I'm not going to jump on him. If I jump on him, it's going to be an assault case. And then who's going to bomb me out? Then y'all going to be seeing the dang on GoFundMe to bomb me out. And I don't have time for that. Yeah, if I jump on him, it's going to be assault. I'm putting my hands on him, man. Okay. So, look, he's getting dressed this morning. I tell him good morning. He waited like 2 minutes. See, he was being really petty. He waited like 2 minutes to tell me good morning. So, at that point, I was like, okay, nigga, good night. Like, I can take my good morning back and good night. And I don't have to say nothing else to you for the rest of the day. How about that? So, then he getting dressed. I'm not finna look at him, right? I'm not doing that this morning. I'm not looking at you this morning. I'm not doing that. I'm going to keep my head buried in the pillow. But, so I don't know what he had on, but the cologne that he had on says that he probably looks decent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people can put stuff on and based on what they put on, you can tell if they looking decent or not. So, like, he got this one cologne that he wears and when he trying to be looking decent, like, you have on decent clothes, so you have on decent cologne. Like, I even do that. Like, if I know I'm going to be, like, bummy, you know, like if I'm going to do like a t-shirt and some jogging pants or some type of loungewear, like I'll just put on a body mist, like something from Bath and Body Works, something from Victoria's Secret. But if I know I'm about to be popping, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go in there and I might grab my Prada or my Gucci Bloom or, you know, something like that. So he had some cologne on this morning that states that he probably looks decent. But I wasn't fit to look at him like, I'm not fit to look at you. I smell you looking decent. And whatever that's about, whatever. Go see your little girlfriend, okay? I ain't fit to look at you. But when he walked out the house, he smelled nice. Or whatever. You'll cover my books? Oh, thank you, Chad, because listen, it's like getting people to put money on your books that's hard work. That's hard work. It's because they got all them damn different apps. You got your little JPay. All I really know is JPay. You got your JPay. I don't know what else to name, but you have to go through so many apps to put money on people's books. It's like, I don't even want to go to jail. I don't even have time. Because it's just too much. You got to download stuff and upload stuff and no. So, you got me. Okay, I appreciate the fact that we here. So, yeah. But, I was just like, I told her, like, we need to call a truce because I don't want to start, like, I don't want to talk about you. Because I get really petty. I need y'all to know that in my anger. I've been trying not to be. Honestly, I have really been trying to, like, I don't want to lie and say I've been trying to be non-confrontational. I'm going to say that when it's true. I don't want to lie to y'all. Yesterday morning, I was like really, really annoyed at something that he did. And I really didn't get an opportunity to tell him what he did annoyed me because I just felt like common sense would have told you what you did annoyed me, but it didn't. And so yesterday I was annoyed. And so when again, perfect opportunity. Baby, no. No. He done been smelling good for the last month. I'm not touching. No. I'm good. I'm not doing that. That's for grown-ups. I'm not that grown. I'm not. No, when he smell good, he smell good. And that's just that. I mean, common sense ain't so common. The quarantine has been... No, I've been petty. And I feel like you can only say so much to me and do so much to me before it's like, okay, I done let you slide with enough. Now let's talk about your mama. Let's talk about your daddy. Let's talk about your bald-headed cousin. Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about your ugly feet. Let's do that. So that I've always been a petty person, but I really do be trying to like not be petty like off the rip. I be trying not to be petty like off the rip, and I just feel like after I've tried to not be petty for so long and I've been letting you make it, it's like, okay, well now it's time. So I have to ease into my pettiness, I'd be like, okay. In my head, I'd be counting strikes. I'd be like, oh, that's strike one. Okay. That's strike two. Oh, okay, strike three. Okay, you pushing it. I feel like at strike three, you're pushing it because I not really let you slide with 2 strikes. So at strike 3, I'm going to turn into you. Yeah. And I'm talking about everything. I'm going to hurt your feelings. Make you cry. And then you're not going to like me. Even more. So, yeah, I get like big asshole at strike 3. Big asshole. So, yeah, he's already dipped for the day. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of our marriage right now. Honestly. I don't know, child. If y'all want to offer me any type of insight or any type of help, I'm all ears. And please, I would listen to y'all when y'all said go to counseling, but when I tell y'all that man lies like a Persian rug, not finna play with them counselors and this man sitting up here looking like Pinocchio every time we go into the damn counselor office. He lies so much, I'm starting to think I'm lying. What? It's ridiculous. So, yeah. That's that on that. That is that on that. Anyway, we weren't supposed to be getting into all of that. I was just supposed to be telling y'all about the series that I want to start. Okay? That's what I was supposed to be doing. Cop or flop. Cop or flop is what we gonna start doing. And I'm about to pop back up with, girl, yeah, baby, that man be, baby, like the line outside that you hang your clothes on, he be lying. Ooh, like, baby, linen child. I'm talking about sheer lying, see-through lies. I'd be like, who? What? He be leading me to drink. He be leading me to drink 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd be like, let me get 2 of those, please. I wish I could, but the way my relationship is set up right now. Yeah, mine is a relationship right now. It ain't even a relationship. It's a relationship. Okay? And he could probably tell you too. He could probably tell you like, Happy Mother's Day, Karen. Yeah, it's trying. I've learned they never see it the way it really is. Girl, put that on a t-shirt, please. Because, yeah. Like, honestly, y'all, let me tell y'all what I really want to do. But I don't know if he would be up to this. And this is me being, like, as transparent and as open as I can honestly be. All right. So, he told me that he feels like, no. Okay. Dang, I've been on for almost an hour already. He told me that he feels like I invalidate his feelings. I can't seal that shit. He told me that he feels like I invalidate his feelings or his reasonings. Now, here's the truth of the matter, is that we both communicate differently. Like, we have such a hard time communicating, right? And I think the way we both process information is just different. Like, there's no other way to put it except for different. And I'm trying to get him to see it from just, I guess, like a more mature relationship standpoint, because I feel like a lot of things that he says and does, it speaks volumes as far as his immaturity. And he doesn't really see that. Like, a lot of, I don't want to call my husband toxic. However, I do believe there are things that he has learned, bad behaviors, that he needs to unlearn that are toxic. So I'm not saying that he himself is toxic. I do think the traits and the habits that he has learned over time is toxic. But I think you can say that for any relationship that you've been in that has changed your outlook or what would be a positive response in the situation. Toxic. Did that make sense? I hope that made sense. So I think that he's been in a lot of relationships. I'm not gonna say, I think he's been in a few relationships where he's picked up bad habits or he's learned bad behaviors, or not. So I'm not going to even say bad. They're not ideal behaviors or habits to pick up that are going to lead you to anything positive or anything that's going to. I think he definitely needs to unlearn those things. And I think because he has never been with someone who challenges him mentally on that level, it's hard for him to level up, because he hasn't been with anybody that said, hey, he hasn't been with anybody who's really challenged his thinking and said, okay, well, why do you feel like this is right? Or why do you feel like this is how this situation should go down? Like, what does it benefit either you or I? I don't think he's been with anybody who actually challenges him mentally on that level. So for all intents and purposes, he thinks the things that he's doing is fine because nobody's ever challenged it. Does that make sense? So for as much I'm going to say wrong or bad behaviors that he's learned. Nobody has ever challenged those bad behaviors and those bad habits that he's picked up. So I think his thought is, well, if nobody's ever challenged it and said that, hey, this isn't right, or hey, this is wrong, or maybe, hey, there's a better way of doing this, he thinks that it's right. If nobody's ever challenged it, I must be doing something right. And I think now that I am challenging the way that he thinks and some of his habits and just like the way that he moves, I think he thinks I'm wrong for challenging it because nobody else has ever challenged it before me. So I see how all the time he feels like, I'm not seeing his point of view, or, maybe he's right and I'm wrong. I see how he can get that, but he, for the life of me, I feel like it at this point is just unteachable, for a lack of better words. I just feel like he's unteachable at this point because he's so set on being right and set on being like nobody has ever challenged this, so I can't be wrong, that it's hard to get him to see my point of view. So you're trying to take him out of his complacency. You're challenging his comfort zone. You've presented accountability, and that breaks it. Yes. So my thing to him is, and this is what I keep trying to get him to understand, is that right now, because he has been with people in the past who have not challenged him mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, on a higher level, it's hard for him to step out of his comfort zone. So I keep trying to get him to understand that in order to grow, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. There have been plenty of times in our marriage where I have purposely put myself in uncomfortable situations because I know that if I don't, I'm going to stay stagnant. I'm not going to grow. And that's just not marriage-wise. That's just even me on a personal level. I'm not going to grow personally. And growth for me is, it's in a relationship, it's something that I need. Like, it's something that I feed off of. I want to be around somebody who's going to grow me mentally, spiritually, emotionally, even physically in some ways. But I need that for me. I need that challenge. And so when I don't have that, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with that person. So, but he is very much so stuck in his ways that he's not willing to be uncomfortable to progress. And I think it's just tough. It's tough when you have somebody who on a daily wants to choose to be better and do better and live better and be challenged on that level versus having somebody who feels like there's no room for them to grow because they know it all, or because they're quote unquote right. Don't really know what to do with that. Yeah, but like so that's what I was trying to explain to him. I'm like, there have been plenty of times where he hasn't put me, I shouldn't say that. He's put me in uncomfortable situations, but I feel like I've more so had to bend myself and be in uncomfortable situations to try and make the marriage work. And as I evaluate our marriage over time, I don't see where he's allowed himself to be uncomfortable to make it work. And that's frustrating for me because I know that I'm bending and breaking and literally remolding myself to try and make the marriage work. And you won't so much as step an inch outside of your comfort zone. And when he does, he doesn't like the reaction or even the rejection that he gets sometimes from being uncomfortable, that he immediately reverts back to his comfort zone. And that's the whole point of getting out of your comfort zone. Like, it's not going to be a zone where you're going to be comfortable. You may be rejected. You are going to hurt. You may not feel understood right away. But as long as you are outside of your comfort zone and you're doing things on a daily in that unfamiliar territory, as long as you continue to do what you feel like is going to progress you, that unfamiliar territory is going to grow you. And it's no longer going to be an unfamiliar territory to you. It's going to continuously grow you and progress you to be in a more positive, better space. Like, it's going to teach you. And as sure as it's a not so safe zone, that zone will become a safe zone if you allow it to. And he's not staying in an uncomfortable state long enough for it to grow him. That's really what it boils down to. So I think that's why we're having the issues that we're having. Because I recognize that I've been in like these uncomfortable situations, and I can see my growth. Like, I can see where, and it's hard because I can see where my growth is actually what is pushing us apart, you know? Like, I can, because he's not willing to go on that journey too. I totally understand what you're saying and where you are coming from. I'm going through a similar situation in my marriage. Yeah, and that sucks. That's the thing about growth is, like, if one person is growing and they are going, you know, getting further and further along in the journey, you have to either do one or two things. You either have to catch up to where your partner is, or your partner has to slow down, or they have to completely stop so that you can get to where they are. Now, maybe he can't handle too much all at once. It's a slow progress. And trust me, Tina, I completely understand that. I've even went as far as to putting myself in his shoes and thinking that. And so one of the things that I've discovered in this whole process is that, so I told y'all I'm his third wife. I have a really, really great working relationship with his first wife. And his first wife, ex-wife, is actually, she might still be in here. I don't know if she is or not. But she and I are really good friends, close friends. And I do have somewhat of a good grasp of everything that happened in his second marriage. And I can honestly tell you, just from conversations with his first ex-wife, and I feel like she knows him just as much as I do. I can tell you from conversations with her, when he was first married to her at either 18 or 19, his mentality in that marriage has not changed to date from the marriage that we are in now. And my husband is 32. Like, she and I can be talking, and it's almost like we are sharing similar stories, like same song, second verse. And what that tells me is that the same person that you were to her, excuse me, when you were 18, 19, the fact that I can share in similar stories with her, or even similar situations, logic, reasoning, now that you are 32, it tells me that you are not growing. Like, you have been put in situations, you've been put in 3 different marriages, and for whatever reason, you're not getting the lessons from these relationships that you are in. There is no reason that at age 32, I should be able to talk to your first wife, who you were married to at 18, 19, and our stories almost sound identical. That should not be. If anything, I should be talking about now how he's progressed from the person that he was then to the person he is now. And I honestly can't say that about him. Like, I would love to, you know, because that's my husband, and I always want to speak highly of him. But I also feel like, as your wife and as your partner, it's on me to recognize when you're not growing. It's on me to call your bullshit, you know. So for as much as I want to say, hey, this is his third marriage and he got it right the third time, I can't say that. How long have we been married? This July, it will be 5 years. So I can't say that. And I'm not saying to y'all anything that I haven't said to him. He knows that like I'm just very open. I'm an open book. There's nothing I can't say to him that I can't say to y'all. There's nothing I can't, and vice versa. So there should be some growth you're right, but there's not. And that's what I keep trying to get him to realize. One of the things that I asked him to do, and this just might be me, and I do this a lot because I realize that I've been in relationships where I have dealt with a great deal of trauma. I've been in relationships where I've dealt with a great deal of depression and not feeling like I, know my self-worth, and I don't know my value, things like that. So I have always been the type of person that I self-reflect a lot, almost to a point to where it's like sickening, right? But I do know that in these relationships, everything that happens for a reason. And even in these situations, there's a lesson for me to learn. Am I learning the lesson? And so I've asked him time and time before, how does he feel about me venting on social media? We had a conversation about, even before I started the social media journey, when we were just engaged and coming out of like a 14-year long physically abusive relationship, I've always told him that I felt the need to express how I feel. I wasn't able to really express how I felt in my previous relationship before him, because it was such a volatile relationship that I told him, going into our relationship, I can't be silenced anymore. I'm not going to be the type of woman that's going to go through something and I'm going to cry alone, or I'm going to suffer in silence. That's just not going to be me. And he was very clear, and I was very clear upon going into a relationship with him, like I said, dating, engaged, and even married, that if I'm going through something, I'm going to be a voice for people who can't. And either you can deal with it or you can't deal with it. But one thing that no man will ever be able to do, as far as Rita Lester is concerned, is silence me. So if you ever feel like at any point I can't express myself freely, openly, and being completely honest and transparent, then I'm not the girl for you. I'm just not. And he was okay with that. And I feel like at any point, if he's not okay with that, divorce is always an option, because I'm just not going to be silenced. Not. So that's how he feels about it. Anytime I'm about to touch a topic that I feel like is a touchy subject, or that I feel like could trigger any type of backlash or, arguments or whatever, just anything negative at home, I always talk to him about it first and say, hey, it's time for me to do my live. I'm going to go on live and I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z. Are you okay with this? I always check to make sure, just to check his temperature, because that's still my spouse at the end of the day. That's still my husband, and I still want to be respectful. So I always check with him and say, hey, this is what the conversation is going to be. Are you okay with that? And he'll say yes or no. And if it's a no, I'll ask him why, and he'll tell me why. And I'll ask him, well, what around that can I not discuss? Like, what's going to make you comfortable? And that's kind of how we go with it. You must call him out when he's wrong, but be willing to help him clean up. I've tried to do that. I feel like I can give him all the tools that I want to, but it's on him to be consistent with it. And that's not what he's been doing. Have you missed the new conversations? No, you haven't missed the new conversations. I'm actually going to do the new conversation on Tuesday. I've just been posting them on YouTube, because YouTube, it allows me just a little bit more freedom than Facebook does. Facebook, like after I do lives, if I've talked about touchy subjects, Facebook, sometimes I get like these messages or emails, blah, blah, blah. It's really a headache. YouTube just allows me a little bit more freedom to speak openly. So I've kind of took the conversation from, like, put tidbits on here on Facebook, but then I've elaborated more and just really go into detail on YouTube, because that space allows me to. Let's see. Karen said, I've been listening, and I honestly feel he wasn't really taught role model. He's had absolutely no clue what marriage is, nor is marriage for him. I hate doing this because I only hear one side, but he needs to work on him, figure out. Yep, you are absolutely right. And that is exactly what I've told him. So when you say he hasn't had a good role model, I completely agree with you. One of the things that I've always been very adamant about, even with just dating him, and even as like in the friend stage, I never understood why he doesn't have any male friends. I always felt like that was very odd. It was very weird. It was very strange. And I would always ask him, like, why you don't have no homeboys? And not even just that, like some of my homegirls were like, oh my God, he's so good to you. He's this, he's that. Like, where his homeboys at? And I would always be like, I don't know. He don't really like have any. And initially starting out, I guess I didn't really give it a lot of thought. Because there are some people who they're just loners. Like, you know, they don't really have strong bonds or strong relationships with anybody. But the more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense to me. Like, I honestly felt like if he had a strong male support system, like men that he could go to and confide in and get decent advice from, like people who would hold him accountable, I think that he could, or we both could see changes in him drastically, right? Because you have people in your life who have either A, experienced it, B, are going through it, or C, they just might have a better knowledge base than you do. And so they can enlighten you. But he doesn't have that group of men. And I'm not saying like it has to be a huge group, but he does not have those 2 to 3, 5 to 7 men that he can go to and say, hey, this is what the situation is. Present the information, and then genuinely, honestly get some type of feedback from them to go off of. He doesn't have that. So one of the reasons I think it's hard for us to communicate is because I'm the one who's trying to hold him accountable, and I'm the one who's consistently trying to point out these different things. And I think that honestly, I'm just too close to the situation. I think that if he had somebody older, or maybe male role model, you know, in his life or around him, that he could take these situations to and say, hey, this is what it is, and get some feedback, that that's something that he could grow from. But he doesn't have those relationships. So, you know, he don't got nobody to hold him accountable, pretty much. Like, he don't got that circle of men. So are you saying if he says, no, honey... Wait, so are you saying if he says, no, honey, I would prefer you not talk about this subject on live, then you would divorce him? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if he ever tried to silence me about an issue that I felt strongly about, then we would have an issue. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Sometimes you have to let the Holy Spirit be your role model. And if I don't have him, I'm just faith-based. That is, I don't think that's his faith-based. Well, I know that's not his faith-based. So, like the Holy Spirit, that kind of thing, that wouldn't come into play for him. That's not where his faith lies. Have you guys been to counseling both individually and as a couple? So, yeah, we have been to counseling. We've actually gone to see a counselor. Let me see. So we went to a counselor. The first counselor we went to together, I think we did like 4 sessions. I ended that whole counseling session thing because I didn't feel like he was being honest with the counselor. So I felt like there was no need for us to go to a counselor if you're still not ready to, you know, just own your shit, be accountable. So the first counselor we stopped going to, and I told him I can't go to counseling with you if you're not going to be honest. It's just going to be a waste. The second counselor, I think he started seeing the second counselor on his own. And I can't really tell you why he stopped seeing the second counselor. I just know that he stopped going. That's all I know. I don't really know what the conversation was about. I can't really tell you anything about the second counselor. The third counselor that we went to see together as a couple, and I don't know. I just the vibe wasn't really right with that counselor until we stopped going. And then the fourth counselor that we went to see was also a couple. It was a pastor and his wife. And I actually thought in that counseling session that we were really making, I'm not going to say we were making headway, but I think that as far as like communicating, I think that it was better communicating, because I actually left feeling like, okay, we're getting somewhere. So I actually think the last couple that we were actually counseling with, I think we were actually getting somewhere with that set of counselors. But I was seeing a counselor on my own. He does not know that, but I was seeing a counselor on my own, through this chat session. I think it's called, I gotta look at what it is. It's like, it's like Black Girls something. I gotta look at it. It's a website that I went to, and they pretty much pair you up with a counselor in your area, and you can either do like video chats, you can do like regular chats, email chats, etc., etc. But I was doing some of those video chats and email chats with this one counselor. So pretty dope lady. Have you ever thought about helping him create men's group where he and other men can discuss their issues? Wait, let me see. Discuss their issues. Yeah, so I actually did. Yeah, I actually did. So, I'm trying to see how I can say this. I have 2 uncles who are in this male mentoring group here in Dallas. It is faith-based, so it's a Christian-based male mentoring group. But my sons actually used to be in this male mentoring group, and I know a lot, like almost all of the mentors in the group. And I used to actually sign the boys in, when they started this male mentoring group at this particular church. And so I was aware of all the mentors, and I was aware of majority of all the mentees, because I signed them in every night when there was like Bible study or they had like any type of event going on. So these men, the mentors, that I know them really, really well. I know, the ones that are married. I know the ones that are single. I know the ones that are engaged. I know that they, have this faith-based, driven, personality. Even like outside of the faith-based things, like these are really solid guys. Like these are guys that I consider like my big brothers, or, like my uncles, or they are like those type of guys, like genuinely good guys. And I did go to a couple of them, and I didn't really get too much into detail like about what our issues were, because I felt like if I'm going to allow him to build the relationship, then I want him over time to be able to open up and say, hey, this is the issue that, I'm having in my marriage. Can y'all help me out? Give me some advice or whatever. But I just kind of wanted to allow him to drive the conversations and to create his own relationship. So yes, I have tried to introduce him to males who I felt like could better him or give him a different outlook or perspective. And he doesn't use those people as a resource. I sometimes feel like he don't use them as a resource because he feels like they're just going to solely be on my side because they know me. But they just not those type of guys. Like I've called them a couple times and I've said, hey, we got into it, about X, Y, and Z and da da this and da da that, and they will immediately, like, if I'm wrong, they'll be like, Rita, you wrong. And then I will, of course, I'll backdoor it and try and, stand up for me and be like, but listen, you got to understand, he did it. And they was like, but Rita, you wrong. And I really have to take that to heart, because I know that these guys are not just going out the blue feed me no BS. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I know when they said, they probably 95% of the time, they being honest. I say 95% of the time. It's probably 98% of the time. They're being completely honest with me. And it makes me have to go back and reevaluate, like, okay, maybe I was wrong. And, maybe an apology is due, or I need to go fix it in X, Y, and Z. But yeah, he hasn't really used those people as a resource. I mean, I feel like I can give him all the resources I want to give him and put people in front of him as much as I want to. But again, what they say, lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So that's that. Oh yeah. That's kind of what that is. That's where we at. Marriage. Oh, y'all. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I ain't always right, but I ain't always wrong either. And I think a lot of it is just because I've allowed myself time to reflect on different relationships that I've been in. And he don't really do a whole lot of self-reflection. I think that's just not being able to really face who you are as a person, Like, I can look myself in the mirror and know that everything that I'm saying about me and everything that I'm doing, it's truly who I am. Like, I know who I am. I think self-reflection is hard when you genuinely don't have an idea of who you are, or you still trying to figure it out. And I think that's where he's stuck at. I think he's stuck on still trying to figure out, like, who he is. And I think a part of discovering who you are is also discovering who you aren't. And it's also discovering what your weaknesses are and what your strengths are. And I don't think he's there yet. And I can't make him be. Like, I can't rush his self-discovery, if that makes sense. As bad as I want him to know who he is and know what he stands for, and it's not on me to rush his self-discovery, Like, we all have situations and circumstances and people who come in our life to grow us, change us, mold us. And eventually those experiences shape you into who you are. And I think when you do enough self-reflection, you discover who you are, Not who people want you to be, and not who you want to be perceived as, but you really discover who you are. At this point, the only way things will change is when he's ready and wants them to. I completely agree. I remember Michelle Obama once said that Barack came to her whole and not broken. It is not the woman's job to fix, help, or repair a man. He should come into your life whole. Yeah. So, I even told him that at one point. He makes a comment to me that I completely disagree with. Often. He hasn't said it here lately because he knows how much, I think he knows how much the comment upsets me or it frustrates me. But I've asked him oftentimes, like, why do you want to be with me? And he always say, well, because I love you. And I always tell him, well, love is not enough. Like, what outside of loving me makes you want to be with me? And he always says, well, you complete me. And that phrase alone, if I'm being honest, it scares me because it lets me know that I am dealing with an incomplete person. I don't ever want to be the piece that completes anybody, if that makes sense. I would rather be the piece that adds to your happiness, that adds to your joy, that adds to your excitement. Like, I want to add to your 100%, right? I want to add to that. I don't ever want to be the piece that completes that. When he says, well, you complete me, I'm like, but no, but you are complete on your own. Like, my mom used to always tell me, when you were born into this world, God gave you everything that you needed out the gate. Like, there is nothing else that you need to be or become whoever it is you want to be or become. You are already equipped with everything that you need. So for somebody to say that you complete me, to me that says that you're not whole. You know, like, you're not whole. So it's hard to try and make something with somebody who's already acknowledged that I'm not whole. Like, I don't have everything that I feel like I need to be 100%. That's pretty much what you're saying. So yeah, Michelle saying that, it definitely makes sense. Marriage is very trying. I've been married 19 years, and sometimes I feel men hold on to their pride and they don't know how to adjust their mentality until choices are made, meaning divorce, and that's sad. That is very much what I feel like the situation is right now. I never thought of it like that. It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's just my way of thinking, I guess. You know, I would rather add to. You know, like, I know for me, I know that I'm 100% whole. So when I hear you complete me, to me that says you're taking a piece of my 100% and you're adding it to whatever you're missing to make you 100%. So now I'm at 80%. And honestly, when a person makes a statement like that, for me, I always look at it in percentage or fractions. Like, I don't know what percentage of you is missing. And I don't know how much of me you're going to take in order for you to feel whole. Does that make sense? Like, for somebody to say, you complete me. If I know for a fact that Rita Lynn is 100% complete, and for you to say, you complete me, and I know that over time, I've given you love, I've given you encouragement, I've tried to inspire, I've tried to motivate, I've tried to be compassionate, I've tried to teach, I've tried to just be there for you. That's me giving of my 100%, right? Let's say this other person is 50%. You're going to take from me whatever you need until you're whole. Right? So now that you might be at 100%, guess what? Now I might only be at 50%. Right? So you're taking from my wholeness. So what does that leave me with? Like, when I think about it on the back end, and I know that I have a business to run, and I know that I have children who need me to nurture them and love them unconditionally and completely, you're taking from my wholeness. So you're depleting me without giving me back what I need. It's tough to be in a relationship with somebody like that. It's tough to be in a relationship with somebody like that because for them, at any point when they start to feel like they are not whole, they're going to go to their source of where they get their wholeness from, right? So at any point in time when he starts to feel like, hey, I don't feel like I'm whole, and you know that you have a source of where you replenish from, what are you going to do? You're going to go to that well and you're going to drink from that well so that you can become whole again, so that your thirst can be quenched. And if you're not putting back into that well, you're depleting it. So what happens when you get to a point to where, again, you're feeling like I'm not whole, but you go to this well and the well is dry? Like you've taken so much from this well that now there's nothing left. What do you do then? Because now you're on E. The person that you're replenishing from, they're on E. So now neither one of y'all have nothing to give each other. So what do you do with that? Do you just go to another well? Or do you decide, okay, I need to be whole before I'm even going to this person? Like, I need to be complete before I'm even going to this person. Because if you're whole coming to me and you need something, and I know that I'm 100%, and you're giving me, you can only add to that. Now I'm 110. Now I'm 120. So if you do come to me and you need something, I have more than enough to give you. Like, I have that overflow to give you. So where if you take 10%, that 10% won't hurt me because I got 120. I can give you 10%. Or if you need 20%, that 20% won't hurt me because you've already been pouring back into me to where I can give you that 20% and it still leave me whole. So you really have to, I don't know. I might be getting like way too deep in the matter. But that's just one statement that it frightens me more than it does anything, because I feel like over time I've built up myself, especially coming out of an abusive relationship. It took me a long time to get myself back to a place where I felt like I was whole, where I felt like I know who Rita is. I know what I want. I know the woman I want to become. I know the mother I want to be. I know the entrepreneur that I want to be. Like, I know. It took me a long time to get back to that 100%. So to have somebody come and say, hey, I see you complete and I see you whole and I'm not there yet. I'm just going to take a little from you until I get there. And every time I need a little bit more, I'm just going to take and take and take. It is very much a draining and a selfish mentality to be in with somebody who's not complete. You said just keep giving him that, then he needs it right now. So if I'm completely honest with you, I don't know that I have that to give right now. I just don't. And the reason I say that is because I think any relationship is like an investment. And, nobody invests in anything with the hopes of losing something or everything. That's logically, that doesn't make sense. I think anytime that you invest in something, you invest with the hopes that you're going to have some type of return on your investment, right? And so I think any type of relationship is the same way. Anytime you invest time especially, oh my God, time is like the biggest thing. But anytime you invest time, money, emotions, feelings, thoughts, whatever, into anything, you want to make sure that you get your return. Like tenfold, you want to make sure that you get everything that's coming back to you. Everything that you think is due, you want to get that. And I just I think when you invest in something and you see that you are continuously you're continuously taking losses in your investment, well, the smart thing to do is to pull out of the investment, right? Because you want to still be able to recoup something from it. So you either pull out and you save what you have and maybe, stock it up to where you can get to something to where you can invest in something else, or you leave the investment there and then you risk losing it all. So that's the way I pretty much look at the whole situation. That's just, I mean, that's common sense. And that's not even like speaking monetarily on investments. That's just, like I said, in any sense. Anytime you go into an investment, you want to make sure that you have gains, right? Gains. That's what you're looking for, gains. And anytime you start to see that you are continuously putting forth money, time, energy, effort, love, consistency, compassion, understanding, even kind of twisting and bending to make this investment work, and it's not working, and you start to see, your stock, your investment, you start to see over time, you start to see that it's dwindling, it's losing money. Logically, it just makes sense to pull out. Like either you stay and you hit rock bottom and you have to build yourself up from that, which is, in my opinion, taking a huge loss. That is sometimes a loss that people have a hard time bouncing back from. And that is definitely not a bounce back situation. I think to be in a relationship with somebody and to allow yourself to get to a level of depletion where there is nothing, it is very hard sometimes mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to quote unquote bounce back to a healthy place. A lot of times there's not a bounce back. A lot of times it is baby steps to those places. It is just literally taking it day by day to those places. And so I think when you pull out of an investment after you know that, hey, this investment isn't doing too well, I'm seeing that it's not doing too well. I've been watching this stock. I've been watching, what it's doing, if it's growing, if it's not growing, if it's stagnant, whatever. I think to pull out of it, that way you still have some kind of cushion to bounce back from, is ideal. Ideally it's to get gains, but when you see that a stock is taking losses, the next logical thing outside of the gains, of course, is to remove yourself from that situation. That way you still have some kind of cushion to pivot yourself forward into the next thing, whether that's the next thing on your own, whether that's another stock, whatever, but at least you have some kind of cushion. Let's see. Wait, so you don't say it's not that he's not always, he has to call on his behavior because he has no males in his life, and believe me, his behavior is learned behavior. Oh, it's definitely learned behavior. That's why I said going into relationships, there are things that you have to sometimes unlearn so that you can be better. I definitely believe that. Before it gets better, he's not willing to get help or even open up to someone that can help him. But this is where you look into his livelihood. He may not have a man in his life they can learn from, like a father figure. Usually women try to be the fixer and can fix everything. I learned that. I definitely get that. But I also feel like you can't blame everything on your past. I do feel like as adults, we have the opportunity again where self-reflection comes into play and you get to decide who you want to be. That's on a daily. I think every day that you are blessed to live life, you get to decide who you want to be as a person. If yesterday wasn't working for you, and you were blessed to wake up and get a whole nother 24 hours to do it over again, that is your opportunity at that point to decide who you want to be. So I don't think that you can so much blame your past experiences or use them as a crutch for who you are now. Like, you really have to self-reflect. Is this who I want to be? And if not, what am I doing today to change it? Like, what am I doing today that's going to help progress or improve my tomorrow? That's pretty much it. Who's pouring back into her? Yes, marriage is work, but I'd be damned if I continue to take all I have and leave empty. Yeah. Investment takes years. You can't withdraw too early. That is very true. But I do also feel like with investments, there are patterns. A lot of times when people invest into something, what do you do before you invest? If you're smart, you study your investment. You read up on it. You try and gain as much knowledge as you can before investing into something, so that you can know what your gains will be, what your losses will be. So yes, investing does sometimes take years. Like, sometimes you see immediate growth, sometimes you see immediate gains, and sometimes it is steady over time that you see that growth, or it's steady over time that you see losses. Investments are always tricky. Nobody goes in knowing 100% what they're going to get out. All I know is that you get what you give, and sometimes you don't get what you give. That's the tricky thing about investments. I think all of the time you have the decision to either continue to invest or withdraw. You're on tracks, like the math, 100%. Anything taken from 100 causes a defeat. Oh my God, yes. That's how we overdraw our bank accounts, and there are consequences and fees that come with those overdrafts. Yes, to borrow and take, you need to have an overage. Oh, say that. Yes, 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 yes. Linnell, yes. That's right. You're taking a loss and it's hard to recover. Investments only pay out over time, period of time. No investments are quick returns. And that's insane to lose all, not a smart out. Yep. Patterns and trends, exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we are at this point. If I'm honest, like completely honest with myself, there were things that I saw initially going into the relationship. I'm not gonna say that blindsided me. I don't think any of what I saw blindsided me. I think on my part, just hindsight being 2020, is I literally saw what I wanted to see. I purposely put blinders on myself because I wanted the situation to be what I wanted it to be. So that's where my fault comes in. So it's just that. But yeah, it's a very challenging situation. So I'm trying to, like, I'm not gonna even say I'm trying to focus on, I don't want to assume, however, 3 marriages and he's not 40, or at 40 he's looking for a mother figure, and us women don't realize it until we get into the marriage. However, pulling out too early will lead to questioning itself, or so did we do everything we could have done? He's gonna have to open up to someone that can help. So yeah, I agree with that. When I think about his past situations, or what I know of it in depth, we've already discovered that he does have some issues that go as far back as to dealing with his mom. Yeah, on several occasions I've come to that conclusion. I'm pretty sure that he's come to that conclusion as well. So at times it's very hard to there are times when I do feel like I am in a mothering role. And it's very much so a turnoff because I have 3 children who I need to mother. And so the last thing I want to do is mother my spouse. So yeah. He definitely does have issues that ties back to his mom. Love can be blind. I'm really trying to determine. That's something that I've actually been thinking about, like over the past couple of weeks. If love is actually blind, or if it's more so that ignorance is truly bliss. You know. That's one thing that's actually what I was gonna do thought-provoking Thursday on is love truly blind, or is ignorance really bliss? Because that's something that I've been writing about in my journal. And I feel like the way that my journal is going, I really don't think love is blind. I know some of y'all are going to debate me on that, but that's why I really want to save it for Thursday. But I really, that's just my 2 cents. I really don't think love is blind. Very true, Karen. Yeah, I really don't think love is blind. I really think ignorance is bliss. That's what I'm leaning more towards. And there's definitely a difference between the two. Like I said, that's something that I was going to make a topic on Thursday. So I won't go too much into it now, but that's been what my journal entries have been about, like the last couple of days. So anyway, y'all, I was only supposed to be telling y'all about my new series, and here we are. Yeesh. But no. Yeah, I think the thing that really bothers me right now is that I want to have these like deep, stimulating, intellectual conversations, and there's only so many people. Well, there's only 2 people actually that I talk to about it like this on this level right now, and one of those, out of those 2 people, he is not one of them. So it's, like I said, it's a challenge. But for me, I feel like because I'm such an analyzer, and because I'm such a thinker, and I am inquisitive, and I always want to know, well, why and how and what causes this, and like, my brain just goes all the time. Like, I'm always analyzing, I'm always thinking. My brain is never really settled. And I think for me to know that my brain does that, I have to be with somebody who at any point is willing to entertain those type of conversations with me, because I don't know, that's just how I am. Like, I crave intellect. I crave that deepness and that oneness. I crave it. Like, I feed off of it. So, anywho, y'all, I think that's enough for today. I am going to, I need to do my face routine. I'm going to do my face routine, and I need to record. I think I have next week's videos already recorded. I need to record for the week after that. And then I need to get some pictures and stuff together. Hopefully I can get some done today. But yeah, so Monday and Wednesday are going to be my upload days for YouTube, and it'll be Monday and Wednesday at 1:30, and then Tuesday and Thursday, of course, will be the live conversations, which are something like we have right now, which I just go in depth about everything, how I feel, where I'm at, etc. Marriage is like a wound. It won't get better until it gets fixed or, oof. Yeah. So yeah, Monday and Wednesday are upload days on YouTube. So if you haven't already subscribed, go watch. I have at least 6 new videos on there. So if you haven't caught the latest, if you start with part 2, everything past part 2 will bring you current to where we are now. And then of course tomorrow it'll be posting at 1:30, and then on Tuesday, I'm trying to figure out what times on Tuesdays and Thursdays to do the lives. I haven't really quite figured that out yet. And I am intentionally, when I'm recording these lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm intentionally not sharing that they're recorded to Facebook, you guys. So I just feel like YouTube is a better place for it. But I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my day and kind of get everything started. I am going to go live tomorrow and do a Mother's Day makeup look, so I'm excited about that. And then we are going to go back to Wine Fridays, which will happen this Friday. So I'm going to try and find the Stella Rose pineapple or the Stella Rose mango. So if y'all find those and you happen to cop it, send me a picture, please. It is definitely for branding purposes only. So send me a picture if you decide to buy Stella Rose of any kind. But I'm specifically going to be looking for pineapple and mango for Friday. Yeah, and that's it. So I enjoyed y'all this morning with my little rant, and then, a little Erykah Badu. These like Erykah Badu moments, baby. We getting deep. These little moments that we have. I really appreciate y'all. All of y'all insight and opinions, and just the ability to have a safe, open space to discuss. I always appreciate, like, 100%. Y'all know this is like a judge-free zone, so just the fact that we have this space, and this space is here for us to like vent and talk about and just get through life together is something that I don't take lightly, and I greatly appreciate. But yeah. Oh, enlightening, definitely, always. Like, it's always a joy. I think anytime that you can openly speak your mind and your opinion and thoughts and feelings and not be ridiculed or judged for, thinking differently or going through whatever it is you're going through, I always feel like that's a plus. So I will talk to you guys later. I will see y'all tomorrow on Mother's Day. Until then, guys, like, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Make sure you wash your hands. Stay hydrated, because it's still, hot out there. I know it's hot in Texas. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.